For the love of the game, I am back. For the love of the craft.
Would you class this as the greatest comeback in UFC history?
Yes, by far. You're going to see a master at work. The Mac is back.
Conor McGregor has finally broken his silence. And after listening to his final words before stepping back into the Octagon, one thing becomes crystal clear. This isn't a man who's returning for the money, the fame, or another headline.
You just walked up the stairs and you stood there and you kind of took it in. You took a big breath. Can you take us into your mind? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Confidence, absolute confidence and excitement to do my job. Happy to be back.
Is that a big part of you getting back here, is having the confidence to walk in front of everybody? And after what happened to you and some of the losses and the setbacks and the comeback and everything else, how hard was it? We always remember you being a confident guy. How hard was it to find that confidence again?
You know, you got to dig deep and you got to prove to yourself you are what you say you are. And so that was what it was for me. I was using it as motivation. It takes a lot of, you know, deep internal work to return from an injury like that and circumstances surrounding it. And I just use that as motivation. Lovely. I wish for it to be that way because now I can show. And on Saturday night, I'm going to show.
In his own words, he's back for the love of the game, for the love of the craft. That statement alone tells you everything about where McGregor's mindset is heading into arguably the biggest fight of his entire career. For years, people questioned whether we'd ever see this moment again.
Kind of boat, and I think if Conor can put himself back into the grind and be hungry, into that hell zone that, you know, he has to see it in a way that my
Mystic Mac. We need Mystic Mac back, where he's just in.
Yeah. To see like he's in the tunnel, but the light is after the fight. It's I have to go through that journey in order to see the light. But I'm not gonna put myself in the light until I'm done with the fight. That's if he put himself into that zone, we're gonna have a hell of a fight.
After the devastating leg injury, years away from competition and endless criticism, many believed the story had already been written. McGregor, however, never saw it that way. Throughout the interview, he repeatedly returned to one theme: belief. He spoke about his mental strength, his faith, and his complete confidence that another fight week was always waiting for him.
Go and show that, and that makes me happy. Rather than me sitting here and spouting to you, oh, but this and that. And then it's nothing, it's just words. I'll say something now, I've got my date to show it, and that is when I'm going to show it.
Are you looking forward to fight week, the press conference, all the stuff that you haven't had a chance to take part in? Do you miss all of that?
You know, I am ready for it because that can be taxing, but I am ready for it. You know, that takes it out here, but I'm ready for it. And what I am most looking forward to is the bout, the walk, the fight, the announcement, the crowd, the exchanges, and the dominating performance that I plan to put on.
Tell me you think Conor McGregor is going to win. What I'm hearing is you think Conor's going to knock Max out. And if you tell me you think Conor's going to knock Max out, what I'm hearing is that you think Conor can get him out of there in the first round. That sounds right. If Conor's going to get the jump on Max, and particularly the way that Conor fights, right? More of a striker. That's harder to do as you get fatigued.
While everyone else debated whether he could come back, McGregor was already convinced he would. What's perhaps most interesting is how calm he sounds. Rather than speaking with anger or desperation, he describes fighting as peaceful. He calls the walkout, the atmosphere, and even the feeling of clean shots landing his favorite feeling in the world. For McGregor, this isn't pressure, it's home.
I knew I was going to come back. I learned a lesson in that lapse in concentration in the camp in preparation that I have since adjusted. And, you know, that's why I think I'm only warming up here in this game. I really, really believe I'm only warming up. You know, I used to always train a certain way, throw certain shots that the fight game has never even seen. Many shots I have in my arsenal, the fight game has never even seen.
It's bing, 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 ding, 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 ding. It's always in your face. It's constant movement. It's touch, touch, go, touch, move, advance, play. It's constant activity. But he doesn't have that one punch power, that shotgun. That's what Conor has. Conor's always had that shotgun. If that left hand lands, it's game over. And he's laser focused with it. So you've got a person who needs to be on that, and then you've got someone who goes boom, 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 boom. If one of them lands, the fight's over.
I'm a big boy now, 170 pounds is my frame, and I like it. I thought I'd give a gift. This is what it should be. Instead of fighting and cutting him, you know, let's do it properly. There's also a tactical reason, Joe. You see, I have the advantage in experience at 170 pounds. If I look at Holloway's body of work in recent years, he's been in there a lot. However, he hasn't been at 170 pounds, so that is in my favor.
What do you feel when you step into the octagon?
You know, you have to be calm, you have to be composed, you have to trust your training and your discipline. It's where, you know, there's no hiding in the octagon. If you've maybe missed a training session or skipped a meal or, you know, ate something you shouldn't have or, you know, lived a life of not of discipline, it's going to show in there.
You'll get caught.
So if you put in the work and you make that walk, you just trust your work, trust your discipline, trust what you've done, and hope it all turns out well.
That mentality is exactly why the upcoming clash with Max Holloway has become so fascinating. Holloway isn't the same young prospect McGregor defeated years ago. He's become one of the toughest, most experienced, and most durable fighters in the UFC, while McGregor returns carrying the weight of expectation after years away.
Obviously, he's coming up against Max Holloway in a great fight. How do you see that matchup between those two?
Personally, I think because it's at welterweight, I see Conor knocking him out. Like, everyone's counting Conor out and thinks that Max is going to win. If it goes to the later rounds, yeah, Max definitely probably start piecing him up on the feet because he's got that cardio and the volume. But the fact that it's at welterweight, I think, favours Conor because Charles made Max look small at lightweight. So imagine how big Conor's going to look compared to him at welterweight.
Okay, round one. Working hard, same thing every day. No ego, we leave our ego at the door. We're learning, working our shots, and preparing ourselves. Main event slots here at Straight Blast Gym, Ireland.
He is back for another signature win to prove that he is still one of the best, most skilled mixed martial arts athletes in the world.
Stylistically, it's a fascinating collision between Holloway's relentless pressure and McGregor's explosive precision. Despite that challenge, McGregor couldn't sound more confident. He even described this comeback as potentially the greatest in UFC history, believing that defeating a fighter with Holloway's resume would cement one of the most remarkable returns the sport has ever witnessed.
July 11th, which incidentally is 3 days before Conor McGregor's 38th birthday, okay? Not an old man, but certainly not a spring chicken by any accounts, and certainly when it comes to professional fighting. Now, you could argue that he's had 5 years away from the sport, which is true. That's 5 years of not having the wear and tear. That's 5 years of not going through training camps. 5 years of not getting punched on the face, taken down, choked out, all that kind of stuff. The wear and tear, he hasn't been going through that.
His closing message summed it up perfectly. You're going to see a master at work. The Mac is back. Whether that prediction becomes reality is another question entirely. But one thing is certain. After hearing McGregor's final words before UFC 329, it's impossible to doubt that he believes this story is only just beginning.